Hello everyone, welcome to another video on his channel, and this time we're going to be talking about Fuelcell Energy. This was requested by someone in the comments on another video. Now, if you also would like to see a stock discussed, please subscribe and leave a comment below which stock you would like to see discussed on this channel. So, Fuelcell this time. Well, what do we see? We see that after the whole ride down from the fours to the 180s, we finally had a nice move up the last few weeks, and we gained above the 20-day moving average, above the orange line. You see it was a big resistance at first. It broke, and now it has been the new support. So on the downside, to start with that, definitely look out for that support level on the 20-day moving average, which is currently at around $2.14, and it is also kind of the low that we saw last week. So if this flips over, let's say we do not get above the 50-day moving average and we drop below, this is definitely a place to consider a stop loss or a sell. So if you are looking for an entry at Fuelcell, it's a good point. Risk reward is good at this stage because your losses are only limited to around 10 to 15% at this stage if you take a stop loss here. Because if we're gonna drop below that, it's highly likely that we will see a continuation of the downtrend. Let's check it out on the longer term time frame. Then we see that we're currently still in kind of this area here, where we could either find support at the 170s or at the lower part of this channel. So keep this level in mind, the 20-day moving average. However, as always, we're more interested in the upside potential of this stock. And I do think there's much more room to the upside than to the downside for this stock. And why? Well, because we are currently in an interesting trend here. So for now, we're going to go into the weeklies. We do see that the stock did move up a lot in February 2021. We moved up to $29. Ever since then, we had lower highs, lower lows. We're currently in the downward channel, and as you can see, currently kind of stuck in here. Kind of just this channel right here that started in March 2022, and we're still within that channel. And what is really interesting is, as you can see, that green line, which is the 50-week moving average, is very similar to that trend line, and yeah, that definitely looking like a double resistance right there. And it's an important level. As you can see, we have a very difficult time to get above that level. We attempted in November once, and here it didn't happen. It didn't happen here, and here we also had an attempt. But it's a very hard level to break, and it's a level we need to break. As you can see, when we broke it here, we stayed above this for a very long time. When we go back to the daily, we interestingly see that it is also the 200-day moving average, which is the other blue line here. So that means that if we were to break the 50-day here, this will be an absolute key zone to be breaking. This area, as you can see, we didn't really manage here, we didn't really manage here, we didn't really manage here. So definitely keep an eye on this level if we're going to break. So an entry right now, where you have the support right here, could get really nice gains of approximately 20-30% all the way up to this 200-day moving average. And the trend line, if we were to break that level, there are higher stock prices possible. We would be looking at the high here or potentially the high here. And from that point on, of course, you're going to be looking at very nice gains of maybe doubling your money if you are into the shares, and of course potentially more if you're into the options. Now there's also earnings coming up in a few weeks. The expectation is around the first second week of June. In the past, the earnings have not been too good. As you can see here, in December it was bad earnings. We've seen in September that the stock went down afterwards, also in June. So yeah, earnings are usually not too good for the stock. So yeah, do keep in mind that that might cause some downward pressure. Of course, on the other hand, if it's good, it might be the trigger to finally go above that 200-day or the 50-week moving average and this trend line, which we're still in, and we really need to break that. So if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in next video.